Hi, this is Garibay, and today I want to talk about American politics. I want to talk about the 2024 U.S. presidential election, and I want to talk about Alex Garland's A24 Civil War. So I just saw the film, and I want to talk about what this film means for American politics and what its purpose was and how it is politically coded. All right. So, first of all, where are we in the election right now? First of all, I've never seen an election like this. Both parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, have swept every competitor off the board. There really is no competition this year. It is President Donald Trump versus President Biden. President Biden's vice president is already chosen. No drama, no excitement there. But there is excitement around Donald Trump. I'm hoping that he makes the best choice and he chooses Vivek Ramaswamy as his vice presidential candidate. And then I think as early as 2025, we'll have a great president, which will be Vivek Ramaswamy, because I don't think that President Trump will remain in office for more than 6 to 15 months. All right. So, but let's talk about Alex Garland's A24. So this is okay. So, let's talk about this. All right. So first of all, 5 out of 5 star movie. I absolutely love this movie. This is a phenomenal movie from the perspective of, oh, here's my $15. I want to see a movie. Did I enjoy the movie? Oh yeah, I very much enjoyed this movie. Right. It is beautifully shot. It is cast perfectly. Right. Basically, Kirsten Dunst. It's the best role she's ever had, by far. Nothing she's ever done has ever come close. I think it's easily dwarfed every performance she's ever done, right? Stephen McKinley Henderson, phenomenal. He is worth the price of. He's worth the ticket price of the honor. It's one of his. I actually think it's his best performance ever. The girl who plays the guy who plays the reporter. And I guess he was like an embedded reporter. It's hard to understand if he was a reporter or not. He never, they never showed him write anything, and he never wrote, not even in a notepad. It's hard to understand what his purpose was. But the young photographer, I'm not sure. I've never seen her in a movie before. She was fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing her in other material. This movie is 5 out of 5 star. It's a phenomenal film, extremely entertaining. A cohesive story that makes sense throughout, right? It's a fantastic film, right? So one, I don't like what this movie is achieving, but I do love art and I do love Hollywood movies. This is a Hollywood movie to the bone, A24 is an international studio. Alex Garland is a British director, but this is marinated in Hollywood. This is a love letter to Hollywood, and this is a Hollywood movie through and through. And as such, I love it. I love movies, right? And so this is a movie, and I loved it as a movie. All right, now let's get into. There has been outrageous gaslighting, in my opinion, done by Alex Garland, done by A24, and done by critics carrying water for A24 and for Alex Garland. There have been many critics. I could list them from here. I could list 10 right off the top of my head. All right, who have said that this is apolitical, right? That there's no sides being depicted in this film. That is the most ludicrous garbage statement. That is so divorced from any truth. It's absurd. This movie is coded left, right, red, blue, American, Democrat, Republican in every single frame of the film, right? So what's a movie that was shot in black and white? Think of, like Young Frankenstein, I think, was in black and white, right? This movie should have been shot in red and blue. This is the most left-right, red-blue, Republican-Democrat film ever made. It is 100% political. Every single character, every single scene, it is like stones to the wall political. Let's count it off, okay? By the way, spoilers for the film. Let's go. All right. Let's count it off. Nick Offerman. Come on, are you pretending? Who is Nick Offerman? Nick Offerman is nothing but Ron Swanson. That guy is Ron Swanson. He's famous for it. He looks the same in every movie because every movie he's shot in, they want him to be Ron Swanson. He is Ron Swanson. He's famous for being Ron Swanson. Ron Swanson is an ultra-conservative MAGA Republican, right? So he was cast as a stand-in for Trump. So, okay, you following that, right? And you'd have to be outrageously ignorant of American politics and Parks and Recreation to not understand that. So any critic who said this was apolitical literally didn't even see the first scene and understand what they were watching, right? And they did what they were told. Alex Garland told them it was apolitical, so they believed him because they shut their brains off the second a Hollywood voice told them something. They were like, "Oh, my eyes are starry and glamour. Please tell me what to believe," and they believed it. Or like this is left, right, red, blue coded in every single scene. Next, what is this movie? What is this really a movie about? It's about courageous Californian fighters sweeping across America to murder the U.S. president, who is conservative. There you go. Like, I don't know how y'all missed the apolitical part of that, right? This is saying if President Trump gets elected, this is how Californians will come across the country and murder him while the press watches, smiles, and permissions it. That is a liberal dream. That is a Democrat dream. This entire movie is dyed-in-the-wool, pro-left, hyper-liberal fantasy about Californian soldiers murdering President Trump. That's what this film was about, in my humble opinion. Period. End of sentence. That's what it is, right? Like, it's coded, right? They don't say Trump, but they do say the rest. They're like, and you're like, wait a second, Scott. The Western forces are California and Texas. And I couldn't believe how many critics got this wrong. They're like, hey, everybody, this doesn't make sense. Alex Garland doesn't understand that Texas would not agree with California. No, y'all's missed it. You missed his incredibly clear political statement. Alex Garland is saying the truth. California owns Texas. Texas is finished. California was flooded by Texas was flooded by rich Californians, and they own it now, culturally, commercially, entirely. Texas is nothing. It is annexed by Californian elites. Already done. And Alex Garland was not stupid. He was smart enough to say the quiet part loud. Texas is finished. Texas is owned by Californian elites. It happened 2 years ago. They moved there literally by the low millions. They own it. They own it culturally. They own it commercially. They own it literally. Texas is owned by California. And Alex Garland, it was a brilliant statement. A brilliant, incredibly hyper-liberal, hyper-pro-Democrat, hyper-blue statement. Right. So this movie is, and also, so why would he make it? Excuse me. Why would Alex Garland make it? To inspire the left to believe they can fight. Because the left now fully understands President Donald Trump is about to wreck Biden. He is going to win, right? And not by a small amount, by a massive margin, right? Right now, President Donald Trump is saying, I will debate Biden anytime, anywhere. Of course he will, right? Because President Biden can't finish a sentence, let alone a paragraph, right? Right now, President Donald Trump is not yet an 80-year-old president, right? So he still has a few. He hasn't hit his 80-year-old, where's my keys stage yet, right? So he could run circles around him in a debate, right? And the reality is, President Joseph Biden's like people were like, oh my gosh, look at this presidency of Donald Trump. Things have happened that we never thought, right? President Biden was like, hold my beer. You want to see global war? You want to see poverty in every state? You want to see poverty sweeping across America? You want to see America in dollars on the ground in like 2 different global wars? You want to see chaos? You want to see near apocalypse? I'll bring you there. I'll bring you there. Me and Kamala will do it up for you. Here you go. America Dream dead. Like hopelessness. People talking about car purchases the way they used to talk about home purchases. You can't buy milk. Like, come on, are you kidding me? Right? So President Biden is finished. Right? So that means President Trump's going to roll in. Right? And the left are like, hey, how are we going to deal with this? Right? Because we can't deal with another 4 years ago of this. We better inspire the American left to think that they can fight. Because the reality is they're anti-authoritarian, pacifist vegans. And right now, we have no hope of winning. All right? And they're right. Like, what are Republicans? Right? They're highly faith-based. Let's describe Republicans right now. Highly faith-based, well-geared reapers. Like, you ain't gonna find any anti-authoritarian, pacifist vegans in the, they're ready for war. They're ready for a civil war. They're ready, right? And so the left realizes this, and they're like, we better start inspiring our people, right? Because our people don't even know how to win a war. And this entire movie is an instruction guide for the left. They're like, you're gonna need Hummers, you're gonna need helicopters, you're gonna need these long arms, these short arms. You're going to need all of this. And you're going to need to press right there embedded with you. And then you're going to need to physically take the presidency. It's an instruction guide. No 2 ways about it. Like, the movie is coded red, blue, left, right, in every single frame. Also, people have said, oh, it's pro-journalist. 100% is pro-journalist. This is made by Hollywood. This is made by European liberals. What do you think a journalist is to them? You think this movie's about Tucker Carlson? Did you see Tucker Carlson in this film? Right? Like, no. Exactly. There's no one in this movie. None of the journalists are anything but liberals. And trust and believe that's absolutely critically correct. Right? There are no real Republican journalists. There's a few anchors sitting on Fox reporting what a bunch of other people found out. There are no Republican reporters, right? Boots on the ground in journalism is all liberals. And the reason why is no Republican worth their salt would ever let their son or daughter ever get a communications degree. Are you kidding me? Like, please, right? This movie is left, right, red, blue, Republican, Democrat in every frame. There is literally not an image in it, not a word in it that is not 100% political. And it is absolutely an instruction guide, in my humble opinion, to tell the left what to do when President Donald Trump gets in. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.